So let's get right to it. This is a stock bar. This is super narrow gauge. This is that 43 thousandths quarter pitch chain. Sorry, I'm flipping it so it looks right. Don't worry about the letters on the bar, guys. You can flip the bar. It's the chain I want to show you, top or bottom. Okay. Everybody always says, oh, your bar is upside down. Yes, you can flip the bar, guys. The bar is the same this way as it is that way. Why do you flip a bar? Well, I flip mine because oil ports, right? I make my own oil port. I really don't care what we do. That's just who I am. I really don't care. You can flip the bar to get a clean oil port. Right? There's your oil port on the outside. When you flip it, it's going to be on the top on the inside. This one I haven't opened up the oil ports because I haven't needed to yet. This is 100% stock from the hardware store. The local steel dealer at the farm and garden store. It's called Adler. They sell these. This is stock. Anything quarter pitch, you can run this on. Now, you want to run this on a lower power quarter pitch saw because even my 021, I've destroyed 3 chains on this one bar with that 021, and I've even burred the bar up a little bit. So you want to be careful if you're not into buying new chains and new bars. Use this on a low-powered saw. This is a great beginner carver chain. It cuts good. You don't need to even trim the backs of the teeth. It'll cut quick. It does cut quick. That's your it's called PMM 17, I believe. That's 43 thousandths quarter pitch. Okay, that's the new stuff. All the electric saws, everything. Makes great carving chain. This is a standard 050 pitch or 050 gauge quarter pitch. You see, it's heavier. It's heavier than, I call this stuff bracelet chain. It's heavier than the bracelet chain. The teeth are taller. It's a little bit wider cut, right? This is standard. You can buy this anywhere. I run standard on carving bars. Right? This is a standard setup. Okay, and I don't, I should have every saw that I have in here to show you because I have what's called full house chain. That's not in here right now, but every saw I use, they're standard pretty much. The thing about 43 thousandths is the gauge. It's narrower. The width of the bar is narrower. So if you put this chain on a fat bar, what's going to happen? It's going to start to cut in and it's going to get stuck because the bar is sticking out too far. Okay, that's simple, right? I keep it simple. Now, let's go back just really quick to our 3/8 setup. So this is a 3/8 lightweight. This is 3/8. They call it PMN3. It's Pico Micro Narrow 3, but it's mini narrow. This is your standard Pico Micro Narrow 050. It's a fatter gauge, right? It's a wider kerf, wider chain, a little bit than this is. It's also a little bit taller. There is a tiny bit of difference. It's hard to tell between a dirty chain and a clean chain. I like this stuff because it travels better around the nose of the bar. It doesn't destroy the bar. The standard stuff is the worst chain possible that I've ever had on any saw for anything. I hate this stuff. It goes bad really quick. It flops around. It's sloppy. It breaks easily. This is nice. It's a lighter weight. You can get it at any steel dealership. It's called PMN3. It's a lightweight 3/8 pitch. Current saws that I use because that other saw is retired. I have to find it in a box. 325. So we've got 3/8, 325. Swap back and forth. This is for a bigger hub on a bigger saw. That's 325 too. 325, 404, 3/8 and quarter pitch. Those are your pitches. I don't really know what else to tell you guys. There is, you know, where you shave the backs of your teeth. See how that's sloped forward a little bit, right? A standard chain out of the box, a stock chain, will slope back. The tooth will slope back a little. Why? Because it's like the quills on an arrow. They make it slope back. They don't do it to make tooth life last longer. They would never give you anything to last longer. That's silly. They do it to keep the chain cutting straight, even when it goes dull. It's just like the feathers on an arrow, right? If you trim those feathers down, that arrow is probably going to travel faster, but it's probably not going to travel as straight. But I mean, it's going to have advantages and disadvantages, right? Faster, right? This is the same thing. We trim the backs of those teeth. See the difference? I know it's different pitch chain. You don't have to tell me that. But see the teeth. We're looking at the teeth right now. See, the backs of the lower one are trimmed. The backs of the top one are not. These are stock. These are trimmed. And even the bite of the tooth, the way I sharpen them, and the way that I bring the rakers down to a smaller size. I bring my rakers down to reduce drag. Everything I'm doing on a carving chain, I'm doing to reduce drag. Because the more you reduce drag, the more that chain swims this way, opens up the curve. Does that make sense? I mean, if you're making curvy, sloppy cuts, right, with a chainsaw, you want that chain to swim a little, right? You don't want it cutting from factory. They make them to cut straight from the factory. So even when that thing goes dull, even if it starts to curve cut, it's going to make its own curve cut. It's going to tell you instantly, hey, buddy, sharpen me. Let's get going here. Keep up on your maintenance, or, you know, it's so that a saw will cut straight, and it helps them sell them easier. They could do that backwards slope. They could cut that forward at the factory. They do have a carving chain out there that they do that too. And some guys go, oh, you need to cut more off. Well, it's basically this stuff. I don't even take it off of the backs of these. This is at 43 thousandths because it's such narrow little chain. It's gonna cut and clean anyway.